lane. What's it going to be, ladies and gents? Do we have a game free? Let's find out as we load up into the match. Smart Omega versus Blacklist International, game number 2.
Man, I hope for a game 3. Considering that this is the last time for now for the regular season, that these two teams, the RL Clasico, are going to see each other. Hopefully they get to a game 3, and the tools are there, especially for Omega. Again, it just comes down to the execution factor, especially when it comes to these objectives.
Yeah, the actual El Clasico, cough. So we're going to get into this, but early in the game, I have to say, Renzio taking a beating here. And it is Oh My Venus on the bottom side of the map, contrary to what we usually see, which is Roams going with their gold laners.
Lapu-Lapu might be hitting 4 before the R-Lot, so slight advantage for them. And that is just them, Blacklist International, showing like, okay, we really want to win the objectives early on here. We don't want to extend this game any further. We have a good mid-game power spike. Let's rush this.
So on
Let's
the
win
bottom lane,
turtles.
instead of a 50-50, it's now skewing to a little bit 55 or 60-40, right? Because of that, just simple move.
Yeah, good adjustment, a good start here, but now just as quickly, Oh My Venus makes the top side, and Kelra is going to have to back off here. Wise though, dangerous position for him.
So already using that Praiser's Wrath, going to force Renzio to get a little regen here. Still, you know, it's a while until that first turtle comes up, so
yeah,
it's just both teams kind of poking to see where they can possibly get an early play, an early advantage the best way they can before that first objective comes up.
I gotta say, Kelra back on a very comfortable hero, that signature Claude, which I think is one of the heroes that really got him as Savages, actually, in previous seasons. I would say that Omega looks better in that department, especially right now that it's not the focus of Blacklist International, man.
Okay, this is going to be interesting, right? Oh My Venus not going to have the level 4 just yet. Actually should be able to get it if that wave is cleared, but will he be able to make it in time? Edward going in. There's the real-world manipulation. Ryzen using the heavy spin. Not low enough on this turtle just yet. Still going to be careful here. Miko not going to find any connection with the Numenor Blast now. Ryzen the focus. They're getting zoned out completely from the first turtle here for Blacklist International to take.
Looked like a miss-aim by Miko for the Numenor Blast. I think he meant to aim that towards the turtle.
Yeah, so he could possibly flicker.
Yeah, flicker
forward,
through the wall and then get the other members of Blacklist. Quick, easy turtle there for Blacklist.
That sounds like a minor thing, but don't forget, against teams like Blacklist International, these minor, I would say, misplays, really, they snowball, right? They snowball into really big things in the later parts of the game.
Again, that's why, you know, I always say with roamers, and we've talked about the different, you know, disciplines, quote, on roaming disciplines, right? And the fact that these decisions, especially early game and as the game goes on, are why these roam players like Oh My Venus are so important to the team and the success. So, you know, like you mentioned, Rockhart, if you make these minor mistakes early on, they do build up, they compound throughout the game here.
So far, so good here for Omega, at least. Though Blacklist are not eking into their jungle, but as of yet, trying to take advantage that Kelra is not really ready for the team fights. And Owl, he's a level ahead.
Yeah, Stone actually going to press the situation. They force Owl back a little bit longer. There's the heavy spin. They're going to cut off Oh My Venus. Ooh. She's in trouble. Into the bush she goes. Can they get the kill? They do. It goes to Miko. Now they got to get out of dodge. There's the real world manipulation. Come down. Miko falls. So it's a 1-for-1. It's a roamer for a roamer.
Renmar, what do you think of that? Cutting off an Estes from his teammates.
Oh, that was a right call by Omega, honestly. And, man, US timing still on point. So good. Really holding on to that real-world manipulation and the usage of that to counter-punish. And swift response there by Blacklist. Oh My Venus falls, but Blacklist got the turnaround.
Huge turnarounds being done by both teams, actually. I would say Omega barely survived that, but it's still going to be Blacklist on the driver's seat for sure here at almost 4.5 minutes into the game.
They've built themselves already a decent lead, and now for the second turtle, Miko's going to charge up. Not going to find any targets here. Forces them off. There's the heavy spin. Not going to be enough. Wise secures it again. Renzio has to flicker out of there, and it's Omega running for a retreat after losing that turtle.
Even with a heavy spin, Ryzen just not going to have enough to slow down the king of the jungle anytime soon.
Yeah, that was just a clear out retry win there for Wise. And then at the same time, again, Miko, the timing of that Numeron Blast could be a bit better. Didn't have the flicker then, so he couldn't utilize that combo. Blacklist, though, instinctively as a team, they knew what to do. They saw that charging up. Oh, we're just going to sidestep real quickly right here.
Yeah, that sidestep really did wonders here. You can see an idolization. I feel like, you know what, Keller is still in the game, but definitely behind. And yeah, that's where Omega usually takes up their win conditions, but it's being focused down very hardly by Blacklist right now.
Yeah, I would say, you know, Gold Standard's having a hard time with Owl here right now with even the help that Oh My Venus is providing, and now they're just kind of invading this side of the jungle. Praise Wrath come down, forcing Miko to flicker again. Not going to have it for initiation for a couple minutes here.
And right now we're just seeing tried and tested the Blacklist Ube strategy right now. They knew they needed to up the pace. They needed to control the game, control the turtles up against that Claude, and that tower is going to fall in the bottom lane, it looks like. There it goes.
It's going to be another tower going down, and Blacklist seem to be doing no wrong here. Even Agent Zero having free reign on any lane that he attacks.
Yeah, he hasn't had to do any. I mean, Edward has just literally been sitting in lane, getting minions, XP, gold, everything else. He really hasn't had to do much, you know, and that's, in his case, that's the best case scenario for him. Now, at this point in the game, almost 7 minutes in, they've garnered themselves a 3K gold lead here, and Omega's going to have a hard time. They really got to be able to find picks to get back into this game or just rely on Kelro to farm up.
Yeah, other than that, the pressure is on now for Ryzen to just win Retribution battle somehow. Because, and I say somehow, because Blacklist have the control, will Ryzen and the members of Omega even be able to get close to contest? Not this turtle, but when the Lords start coming up for the matchup.
Yeah, speaking of the turtles, the Lords, it's all under control of Blacklist International right now. Where is the chink in the armor here? What do you think is Omega's plan here to get back here?
A Numenon Blast, probably.
Yeah.
Heavy spin. Somehow stack that all together. Stone's still catching up with the damage, so he's not going to be dealing as much damage as Yue is already doing so. 3K gold lead slowly ballooning. It might get to the point where this might even extend to a 5-6K before Omega finds a way to turn it around, and that is worst case scenario.
And the only positive I can think of is last series, Onyx was ahead by 5K, then Echo just finished the game.
Yeah.
So you never really can tell, right?
You know, it's definitely a possibility, too. You know, anything can happen. Heavy spin going to come out from Ryzen. Focus here on this tier 2 turret. Stome going to try to bob and weave. There's the return with the real world manipulation. Yue, though, going to get healed up. Renzio goes in with a final slash. But the follow-up, here comes Miko, though. Can he land it on the target? Only hits Oh My Venus. And that is not going to be a go signal for Omega.
Yeah. That's the least stonks Numenon Blast I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it made sense why he didn't use that flicker, because even if he landed all 4,
they went back.
No damage.
Yeah, no damage.
Yeah.
Omega couldn't fight that. Way too risky. Just that scenario. And again, power of the Estes and power of the Ube strategy. And I want to commend Yue for holding on to that real world manipulation, because he didn't expand the cast so that he'd stay there as long as possible, because Ryzen was literally standing there going, please get out of the real world so I can knock you back to my tower. Please do that. But then no, Yue held on to it.
Yep, definitely having a tremendous game right now is Blacklist. In each and every fight, they seem to be juggling the damage output of Omega to its maximum potential. Of course, the healing always present.
That's the thing, right? Is even if let's say Miko gets a 4 or 5-man Numenon Blast, the damage just isn't technically there right now, because even if Kelro jumps in with a Blazing Duet and hits multiple members, the healing is gonna pretty much out-sustain that, right, at this point. So there's a lot to catch up here for Omega. Now, that's not to say that they're out of it, but this is where these objectives happen. They should be able to contest these, because if they give away these objectives, it's going to be tough to deal with. Look at this. The damage is there. Renzio, 1 hit away. Wise able to grab it. And all this now, eyes possibly set on the Lord. They also get the heavy spin out from Ryzen. So he does not have that for this Lord.
Oh, 2-man taunt coming in from Wise. Just in time, and Blacklist, of course, set that up perfectly as they get the Lord. And it looks like they'll also be able to push the mid lane after clearing this minion wave. Let's see if Stone and Rising can hold it.
Yeah, Energy Eruption not nerfed. It was only damage, and Energy Eruption is one of the biggest skills of a Fredrin. Was untouched in the patch. That's why Fredrin seems to be still very strong right now in our games.
I mean, it's not like they extended the cooldown of anything, so it's fine. Fredrin's still going to be Fredrin.
He's still going to be 95+%.
Yeah.
You know, he might have lost a couple percent, but he's still Fredrin. He's still Fred. He's good
Still
old
the
Fred.
big boy.
Yeah. And, you know, that's the thing, is like, at this point, I mean, where does this stand for Omega, Redmar? Because how do they get even back into this game?
They're going to have to wait for Oh My Venus to expand or expound on the usage of the ultimate of the Estes. Like, once you see Oh My Venus use the Blessing of the Moon Goddess, that's when you go all in on the fight. You can't go into the fight, combo, everything, Blazing the Wet right away because, again, they're still catching up on the damage. Blacklist will just be able to heal all through that. They have to wait for key abilities to be used, like this.
Okay, they're going to find Wise here. He's caught into the turret, but they don't have enough damage again. Calbro goes on the backside with a Blazing Duet. Miko not going to find the connection he was looking for, and that's the sustain we were talking about. And in that fight, nobody falls. But now Omega still on the defense.
All right, I'm going to play a game with you guys. Craft the win. What's the win condition? What are the layering that Omega has to do? They have to put a heavy spin on Oh My Venus, right? And Miko has to put on what else?
Blast.
He's got to get a Numen on blast.
And again, it's a timing. I literally just said it that Omega needs to wait for them to use the key abilities first. Watch out for the ultimate of the Estes. With the ultimate of the Estes gone, that's when you go in full. But then I also get why Omega are starting off with the Blazing Duet because they're forcing the ultimate of the Estes to come out first. But without the Blazing Duet, how are you going to damage?
I mean, okay, Stone did just pick up a Necklace of Durance.
Oh, there it is.
So maybe that is part of this winning scenario for them, right?
Yes.
Craft the win. There
Get it. Even if he gets the real-world manipulation copied, then at least you can apply that debuff around the best you can and then follow it up with hopefully an amazing Blazing Duet.
I really hope Kelra considers building in a Sea Halberd here.
That might be it.
This guy.
Honestly, with the new punish mechanic
Makes
onto
sense.
it makes a lot of sense. You're gonna be dealing more damage onto heroes that have more HP than you. It'll be good.
Let's find out if that's going to be the case here. For sure, the gold standard is going to...
Oh,
there
I
it is.
told you, boys.
Right on cue. Right
The call.
on cue. By the way, it's a 2-1 game, by the way. No kills happening that much.
Yeah.
Well, just so in case people don't notice.
That's what happens when there's, you know, so much sustain and you're so far behind you actually couldn't fight those fights. But now, I gotta say, they have the tools to actually help counter this. Miko gonna charge up. They do find Wise. That's huge. But another member's gonna follow. It's Renzio that goes down. Owl unleashing on
Oh my God, Owl!
The damage is there. Owl comes in with a Blazing Duet. Owl still alive for a little bit longer. The sustain is too much.
Oh my goodness!
As they take out Miko, it looked like there was a little bit of hope for Omega. But in a snap of a finger, Blacklist International now marching it down mid.
Can they defend?
They don't even need the Lord,
No heavy
they
spin!
say.
No heavy spin!
No heavy spin here. Ryzen trying to hold on. It's Kelro versus the wall.
Oh!
He gets taken out way too fast.
No minions.
And Renzio,
No minions!
there's no minions. So Omega holds on for a little bit longer.
And that is as clutch as it can get. Beautifully done there, I have to say. When they took out Wise, it looked really bad, and Kelra really maximizes that Sea Halberd. But you saw Owl, man. If there was an Owl highlight reel, it starts with that one.
Yep, everything was clutch for Blacklist. Owl was definitely the clutches of them all. Edward gets wiped back.
Final slash going to be used again. The focus for the turret. It finally goes down. Look at the heals. Edward still alive amidst it all.
The counter punish.
They're going to focus him down, but they can't get to him.
Unbelievable.
They lose the 2 inhibitor turrets, and the whole time Lord secured as well for Blacklist.
Omega, the barangay, they're really, really holding on to this as much as they can. It's just a seeming like every turn, Blacklist just takes something out of the pocket that they did not expect. 10K gold lead for the agents so far.
Honestly, Omega have the tools to turn this game around. They're just going to have to out-execute Blacklist International. It is a 10K gold lead, but their Claude's already set. That is their condition.
Yep.
Claude's fine.
They got
maybe,
DPS.
Yeah, maybe Malefic Roar is just one more item the Keller's waiting for. Maybe Wind of Nature, but nah, they have the tools that they need to turn this around. To somehow out-execute them, layer your abilities, time it well.
Stone needs an ultimate as well. He did get you away. There's the real world manipulation. They gotta take care of the Lord too. Why is Immortality gonna be popped here? Renzio falls though. Do they have enough firepower? They're caught in a bad position. The slam comes down from Edward. They're gonna be zoned out here for now. Omega holds on a little bit longer. Minions are there. They gotta clear them out. Blazing Noed, it's not enough. Blacklist sweeps Omega.
In the classic fashion, our El Clasico returns with Blacklist on top once more.
Tried and tested. The standard that was set by Blacklist. They still got it.